Awesome. So today we have Shubham. So yeah, Shubham, before we get into it, do you want to give our audience a quick intro of who you are?
Yeah. So, for anyone who doesn't know me, I am Shubham, a 17-year-old thumbnail strategist, and I mainly help business owners get more views and, more importantly, more leads through better YouTube packaging, and which combines title plus thumbnails. So, that's pretty much I do more about YouTube packaging.
That's awesome, man. And you're 17?
Yeah,
That
17.
is crazy. That is crazy. So you're
Yeah,
gonna be pretty locked in by the time you're my age.
yeah,
But yeah, man. So could you just give us a quick idea of what a thumbnail strategist does, like why you built your career around this one thing, and why
yeah, sure.
most creators are leaving views on the table before the views even before the video gets a chance.
Yeah. So it's a funny story. Like I didn't get into this thumbnail stuff through a traditional way, like I do a course or something like that. It started when I was around 11 age, and my family had a local Photoshop shop, like where I used to make photos and do basic edits. So from there, I fell in love with the creative softwares like Photoshop and design softwares. So, and then age of the 16, I dropped out school to full time pursue the thumbnail design because that's the thing I love most. It combines two things: design plus psychology. So that's been my whole thing from then. And for the thumbnails, like I see a lot of creators, I would say most of the creators lose a lot of views on the table because they have great editing, a lot of better scripting, and professional studios. But their packaging is so weak, like they just leave tens of hundreds of thousands of views just living on the table. And they can just grab all of those views if they can improve their title and thumbnail. So that's how important thumbnail are.
That's awesome, man. That's so thumbnail is like the deciding factor if
Yeah,
someone's actually gonna
that's a
click your video
very
to begin
important
with.
factor.
That's awesome, man. So yeah, man, before we get into the tactics of what makes a good thumbnail, like let's set the foundation for our audience, right? Like a
Yeah,
thumbnail is not a decoration, like right? Like what it is an actual job. So
yeah.
why does getting this wrong mean everything else you do with your content starts at a disadvantage? Like how integral is a thumbnail? Like I really want to like drill it into our audience so they know the
Yeah.
key importance.
So this is the biggest misconception creators have, that they think thumbnail has one job, that to make a video look nice or just to explain about the video, that what the video is about. But that is actually not true. Thumbnail has one job only. It's to earn the click. Like a viewer is scrolling YouTube and he's seeing hundreds of thumbnails. So our thumbnail has that job to make the viewer decide to click your video. And if someone click the video and if someone doesn't click the video, that's the difference of the thumbnail. Like you have the great editing, but nobody can see that. Nobody can see that how much valuable content you have if your thumbnail sucks and if your title sucks, because these are the most important thing. Like I can explain through example, like a movie poster. A movie poster doesn't tell you the whole story, but it just give you enough context and make you curious enough to buy the ticket. Thumbnail works exactly the same way. So when creators treat it like a decoration instead of a communication to click the video, they have already put it their content at a disadvantage, because on YouTube your videos don't get watched first.
Uh-huh.
Instead, they get judged by the viewer in zero point 0.5 seconds. So we have to earn that attention for the viewer through thumbnail and titles.
I see. And it's like 0.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Like that's all they get to make the deciding factor,
Yeah,
right?
that's the maximum amount they get.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
So if you were to strip back every high performing thumbnail you've ever studied or made or created, what are the non-negotiable components they all share? Like walk us through each one and why it matters. And there are different and before we get into that as well, like let's break it down niche by niche. So let's take the entertainment space for an example. What what are those components looking like?
so each niche have a different emotion their audience expect. So let's talk about finance niche. Finance niche, the audience they have, they want to, they have some certain expectation from that. Like they want to avoid any mistake about the money. They want to know how to make more money. They want to save taxes. All of this their expectation around these topics. So if you present their core beliefs like about something new announcement or the new mistake which can then make because of a new update, those of the core psychology is targeted for those audience. And in a gaming niche, that is completely opposite. Like they're expecting entertainment and some kind of joy. So they are not for their any kind of information. So we have to present thumbnail with the entertainment vibe. The emotion we have to put in there, the entertainment type and a relaxing mood. So that's a basic difference between niches.
So, to for example, let's take the gaming video, right? We want a
Yeah,
relaxing vibe, we want an entertainment,
yeah,
vibe. How do we infer that within a thumbnail?
yeah. So in gaming niche, we have to talk about the new things like maybe a new update have come. But in a finance niche, we will talk about this as a something as a danger. Like we use red colors to showcase danger there. But in gaming niche, we have to give that same update feeling with a joy, with like a happy face and bright colors. And in gaming niche, we have to mainly use a lot of colors like red, blue, green. Just fill it out, all of those, which make them attention grabbing so much, and the vibe get more relaxing with the more colors instead of just relying on one to two colors like on finance niche.
Okay. Okay, that
Yeah,
makes sense. So like there are specific colors that kind of
yeah,
also infer those different feelings. Like I know red's like the angry and like more serious
yeah,
undertones or something like that, right? Okay. So typically like when a viewer gives you a thumbnail less than a second, right? He said 0.5 seconds.
yeah.
Walk us through like what is actually happening in their brain during that moment. Like what are they processing? What are they feeling? And what makes a decision tip one way or the other? What makes that decision to click your thumbnail or go on to someone else's thumbnail?
Yeah. So, a misconception people have that viewer just sit there and analyze their thumbnail, but that is also not true. They are just scrolling. So they are scrolling so fast that they can maximum see 0.5 second your thumbnail, maybe even less. So after analyzing hundreds of thumbnail, I have analyzed those insights and get to know a few things which viewer automatically think when he sees your thumbnail. Like it's even not conscious. In 0.5 second, it just unconsciously come and few question have to answer. Like the first question, viewer answered that what am I looking at. This is about clarity. Like if viewer can't understand your video instantly, a lot of people compare clarity to confusion, sorry, curiosity to confusion, but that's not true. The first rule is we have to make it clear that they are just scrolling very fast, but still they can instantly understand. The clarity is the first thing, that what am I looking at. And if they just understand a bit, then the second question come, like why should I care. Is there any money involved for finance niche, or is there any character involved like gaming niche, or any business niche that I can avoid a mistake. There have to be some benefit for the viewer. It can be very a lot, like it can be uh, fear based, curiosity based, happiness based, sad, all of those things. But it has to have one thing for the viewer, which viewer feel like, yeah, this is relevant to me. And the third thing is missing piece. Like our brain naturally want to finish unfinished stories. So if thumbnail reveals everything, like all of those things have to in the video, and they don't save anything for the video, just throw out everything, then the curiosity is just finished there. There is nothing for viewer to watch the video, because you have revealed all of the things in the thumbnail. So we have to give them just enough context, that they can think like, yeah, this is something relevant to me, but they can also get satisfied. To fill their satisfyness, they have to watch the video. And the last question is, they have come in mind this, that do I believe this? This is a verification process which instantly happened to mine. Like if you used clickbaity thumbnails, that's the best example. So in clickbait thumbnails, you can grab the attention, you can even get a click, but once you get the click and they see the video, the retention drop badly, and
Yeah.
that badly impact your video so bad that rest of the video so much can be good, but it just drawn down. And you to understand this is a very bad video because of the clickbait thing. So we have to keep it very authentic. So these are the things we will have in mind in just 0.5 seconds.
I see. So
Yeah,
talking about like clickbaity stuff, right? Like let's take the biggest creator on the platform right now, Mr. Beast, for example.
yeah,
His video thumbnails are obviously clickbait, like majority of them. Like of course the title will tell you what's happening in the video,
yeah,
but the thumbnails, like there's an entire beastification of YouTube thumbnails. Like you'll see smaller creators making YouTube Mr. Beast style
yeah,
thumbnails. Would that work for a small creator, or would that not work for a
yeah.
small creator?
There is a very important thing. We have to, if creator just use clickbait, then it will not work. We have to make a thumbnail clickbait, but in a way that it also feel believable. Like if you show, for example, a Mr. Beast video, he gave away a plane. So he shows a person struggling in plane, like survive 100 days in plane, then he will get that plane. So that when we look at the thumbnail, it doesn't look realistic, and obviously that is not authentic in the thumbnail. But if viewer click the video and sees that this is actually happening, but not in exactly the way the thumbnail shows, but in some way it is happening, that is important. So we can exaggerate the overall vibe, overall colors and composition to just grab the more attention. But at the end of the day, we have to show this inside the video. Even if we show in a kind of a different way, but still we have to show that. And Mr. Beast does this all the time. He always shows.
So would a small creator be able to copy it Mr. Beast style thumbnail and like get the same amount of success?
No, if we directly copy, then it will definitely not work. Like if you are showing a yacht, and if you are not showing video in the yacht in the video,
Yeah.
then it will
Like
definitely not work.
not a yacht, for example. Like I don't know, say whatever the small creator is talking about. Say he's talking about a pair of headphones or something, and he makes a Mr. Beast style thumbnail.
Yeah,
Would
it
that
can
work?
work, but to a extent. Like if you just directly copy from Mr. Beast, then it will definitely not work, because each creator have a different audience, and
I
they have
see.
their own different branding. So we can extract the psychology Mr. Beast used in thumbnail and the color combinations, and we can apply that on creator's own channel, but keeping that branding same, and keeping that core thing that the audience expect from that creator. So psychologies can be extract, but design cannot be.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. And before we move on to the next part, what is the psychology of a thumbnail?
So psychology is simply a term uh, which comes a lot of things. Like main thing is the emotion in the thumbnail. So psychology means if thumbnail convey any emotion, then it is using psychology. Like there are few emotions: fear, curiosity, happiness, sadness. So thumbnail have to convey at least one emotion. And the second is that we have to give people a reward in the thumbnail, or show them something which they want, like they have a desire, or maybe we can show a mistake they can avoid. So we have to give them something which they can only get watching through the video. This is simply the psychology.
Okay,
Show a emotion and give a reward, combining that, that's a complete psychology.
okay, that
Yeah,
makes sense. And by the way, guys, if we are going to be putting this, later on to the test. We're going to be using my own thumbnails, and Shibam's going to be breaking it down and seeing what could be better, what could be worse. But
Sure.
back to the episode.
Yeah.
So there is a there's a concept about creating that open loop, right?
Yeah.
Open loop in the viewer's mind before they click. So
Yeah.
in YouTube, there are like hundreds and thousands of thumbnails back to back to back to back. How do you make your thumbnail stand out?
Yeah. So uh, for open loop, mainly it is curiosity. But a lot of people just confuse that curiosity means hiding information. But that is not actually true. The curiosity is when you people give enough information that what is actually happening in the video, bit of information, but not enough that they can get satisfied. And they want to get satisfied because they have got a bit of a context, and there is a gap, like what they know, a bit of a context, and what they want to know that how this happened in the end. So to fill that gap, both of things, what they know and what they want to know, that's where curiosity come, and that is called the close gap. When they click the video, the gap closed, but they have to click the video to close the
Mhm.
gap. Like for example, uh, imagine a thumbnail says I made $1 million. So that's interesting, but that's not a curiosity based. Like I don't wanna see the thumbnail like someone made $1 million. Okay, so like creator have already told the outcome. I have made $1 million.
Mhm.
Now like took another example. Like if a thumbnail says I documented my life until I made $1 million. Now there is an instant curiosity in mind, like how someone can document his journey so long, and did he actually able to make $1 million? There is a lot of a question on
Mhm.
thumbnail. You can put like $0 to $1 million, and to fill that gap they have to click the video, and that is
I see.
called the open loop.
I see.
Yeah.
So it's more of like hinting something in the video, but not really giving the video
Yeah,
topic away.
exactly.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So you're like one of the top strategists in the industry for thumbnail designing right now. So walk me through like the most common thumbnail mistakes you see at each level. Like what do the beginners get wrong? What does an
Yeah.
intermediate creator still mess up? Like what are the experienced creators doing that is quietly hurting their
Yeah.
numbers when it comes to their thumbnails?
So yeah, that is a lot of people think that the experienced creators don't make mistakes, but that is not true. They are also make the mistake changes as the creator grow. Like for beginners creators, they make the mistake that they focus on make the thumbnail look good, like it should be looking nice. They spend hours adding effects and changes colors, brightness and
Yes, yes, yes.
sharpening, all of those things, trying different
Yeah.
fonts. But they forget to ask the important question, like why should actually someone watch this video, like click the
Uh-huh.
video? Because a beautiful thumbnail doesn't automatically become a clickable thumbnail. So for beginners creators, this is the biggest mistake that they make. And for the intermediate creators, they usually understand design better, much better than beginners. But at that stage they start to overcomplicating things, like they have too many ideas, and they wanna show all of that in the thumbnail, because they want to show everything what is inside the video, the top high moments, the top things of the video inside the thumbnail. But the more information they add, the weaker there the thumbnail become, because viewer can't understand five ideas at once.
Mhm.
So best thumbnails are where the story is one, the idea is one. So overall around everything is one thing which can viewer exactly focus. So
Mhm.
that's a mistake intermediate creator makes. And for the experienced creator, they make a different mistake. So they start relying too much on what worked before. Like they have some videos which got millions of views. They have a specific format which worked really well, but then they just start depending on that format and just keep repeating, and this create a massive problem. Like for some time their audience expect like, yeah, this is a style, But after a time, after a few months, after few certain periods, there is a pattern become like blind, they become blind to that pattern, like there is nothing new. Their
Mhm.
eyes get trained to normalize that thumbnail. The curiosity
Mhm.
just left, even if the thumbnail is good for a new viewer, but for the previous audience, it just to become like a monotonous over the time.
Yeah.
So that's the mistake experience creator make. So these are the mistakes all three
I
make.
see, and yeah, like I'm not an experienced creator, but I'm intermediate, and I have made that mistake of just using the same winning thumbnail that worked one time,
Yeah,
and constantly using it. After a point, like it felt like off brand, and yeah, so it's definitely true.
yeah,
So with a great video and a bad thumbnail is like one of the most painful things in content, speaking through
yeah,
experience. So what does that actually look like in data? Like how do you know when the thumbnail is a problem versus the content itself? Like how do you differentiate, is this a winning video or a winning thumbnail, or is it a poor thumb, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, creators struggle all the time with this. So first thing I wanna say that just don't jump to conclusion in just one to do race of testing. So
Hmm.
we need enough data from the YouTube to actually understand. Like take an example, one's case, when you have enough impression, like after going videos to 3 to 4 days, 7 days, and your CTR look like very low, but your video retention is good. That is the usually first sign that packaging isn't doing its job. Like it's not always the thumbnail or the title. The idea also can be the bad, but
Hmm.
this is definitely a sign where I start looking. The CTR is bad, but retention is good. Now the another case where CTR is very good, but viewer just leave after first 2 minutes. That's usually the content mistake. Then
Hmm.
stop blaming thumbnail and title because
Yeah.
retention is very bad. So the content is originally not good. So thumbnail can't save it. So
Hmm.
it's pretty simple, but people just complicate it too much.
I know, I totally get that. Like typically for YouTube,
Yeah,
most creators should only be taking the data for specific video after 3 days of posting the video.
yeah,
Like to get at least some sort of idea, okay, is this a winning idea, or do I need to change anything? And then 7 days after that. I
yeah,
totally agree with you. So it's kind of like low CTR and high, you know, average view duration, AVD,
yeah,
means it's a good video.
yeah,
Low AVD and high CTR, it's a good thumbnail but poor video. And
yeah,
just low for both of them, low CTR and low AVD, both are like just terrible video and terrible
yeah.
thumbnail.
Both terrible.
And then if they both are high, it's a fantastic, it's a viral video essentially at that point.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
if that's too complicated, guys, you guys can check out my Substack. I've actually made an entire blog post about this. But moving on. So there is a common thing what a lot of creators do, and I do it as well. I'm sure you've seen other people do it as well. A lot of creators copy the thumbnails that are already working without understanding why they work. So like why is that dangerous and what should they be doing instead? Like for example as well, a lot of creators take what's working in another niche
Yeah.
for thumbnails and try to implement it in their niche, which is like finance, entertainment, and try to like combine the two or something like that. What's dangerous about it, and why are we copying thumbnails without understanding them?
So yeah. So first of all, copying thumbnails is not bad, but copying just pixel by pixel is very bad. So what people do, just they see a thumbnail
Hmm.
performing very well, like a very big outlier. They think that's a good. They just directly copy it, and what they see, just their videos flat and didn't perform well. Because the reason is, let's say example, if a video is mentioning like a shock face and a red arrow, or a specific text like boring text, or some kind of specific thing,
Uh-huh.
and some kind of background similar. So what people do, just they recreate those exact elements and expect the same result, but that not happen because they are copying the design but not the psychology, without understanding that why it actually worked in the first place. So instead we need to ask why this thumbnail actually work, like break it down element by element. First of all,
And
the
sorry,
expression.
what are okay? What are the elements? Yeah.
Yeah. So first, take at the look at the expression, that why they exactly use this expression, and look at also the pose. Pose is also important. So look at both things combined and understand why they use this specific expression there. Now look at another another elements like text, any specific text style. Like recently, the boring text in business niche have got so viral. Like every creator is using just a boring word in their thumbnail and getting a lot of views. So, but there is a psychology behind that. So first try to understand that, and then understand like what emotion is this creating thumbnail, and what curiosity is creating, like previously mentioned, all of those things, and analyze in a viral thumbnail. Then take that psychology and apply to your own content instead of just copying one on one pixel, because your audience is totally different. And I previously mentioned like your branding is different and your personality is different, so your audience have subscribed to you, they watch regularly you because they like your branding, your personality, and your thing. If you just directly copy, then it hurts very badly your reputation in viewers mind, and some of them might even unsubscribe because there is a thought get in your mind like he is just copying, there is no originality. There is no originality left which I have subscribed for him. So
Right.
that's the main thing. And
I
once you
see.
understand the
So
psychology, you can just apply that psychology.
okay, that makes sense. But help us understand the psychology.
Psychology, the explain I've explained the elements. If psychology looks like very complicated thing, just break it down by element. Mainly thumbnails have 3 to 4 elements, basically more than enough to analyze the whole thumbnail. Look at expression, the text, any specific element used like a box or maybe a different type of number, and also look at the background. These are 3 to 4 things look at, and understand their psychology and
Okay.
apply that into your content.
Okay. So expression, background, any
Yeah.
other like elements like arrows or
Yeah.
boxes, and then
Yeah.
text. Okay. So these are the
Also
four like
understand the
main.
emotion, like what emotion it implies
And the
and what
emotion.
curiosity is create. Like for few things I meant
Yeah.
previously, analyze all those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. But I'm curious though, right? Like with AI thumbnail, there's AI thumbnail makers now where you can
Yeah.
just remove someone else's face and put your face in there instead. Would that be like, would that be affecting you guys as thumbnail designers?
Yeah, a lot of creators are doing this, but those thumbnail rarely work. I will say they never work because of a lot of creators. Even some big creators do this. Not so
Uh-huh.
big, but they do like just directly copy, use AI and change their swap their face in just 1 minute. But it badly hurt their channel, and video also didn't perform. So it is hurting some designers, but the designers who actually got real results and they understand the psychology, for them there is no problem. AI is just a tool, not any problem.
I see. And do thumbnail designers use AI to like
Yeah,
potentially like enhance the face or something, for example?
yeah, definitely. AI is a very like our day to life thing. We use AI a lot, but because of the AI, the design skills are not the main the the differentiator factor. The main thing is psychology. Like AI can now creates better graphics, better text, better backgrounds like most of the designers, but
Uh-huh.
it still can't understand the psychology behind it. Like I
I
can
see.
create that element, but where I have to put it and why I have to put it, that I understand. So for that we have used designers like us.
Okay. Okay, that
Yeah.
makes a lot more sense. So the rules of making thumbnails are completely changing now depending on where you are. So Walk me through like how you approach thumbnails differently. Like, say for example, someone approaches you for finance or gaming or education, lifestyle, business content, right? Like, what works in one niche that would completely die in another one?
Yeah. So every niche is selling a completely different emotion. Like, for example, again, finance niche. So people are looking for opportunity there, or security, some kind of about money. They want to know how to make more money, avoid losing money, or making some smarter decisions. So in finance niche, the thumbnails which work best are those which target on those things, like those possibility and urgency and profits type on those things. In gaming, that is completely opposite. Like as previously mentioned, people are looking for their excitement, entertainment. All of those things are the main core thing in gaming. So thumbnail should be more louder, more contrasting, a lot of colors, and very exaggerated, because this is exactly what that gaming audience expect. For education niche, it's again different. There people want clarity. Like if I'm looking for a tutorial, like how to fix in this my app, so I don't want distraction, I just want a video which exactly show that this is exactly what I'm looking for, this will solve the video. So there the clarity is very important.
I see.
And in lifestyle niche, there it is more like a emotional niche. People don't watch this for the information, like there is no information. More of this like a personality base. They are watching the creator because they connect with it, and they or aspire to live a lifestyle like him or her. So the thumbnail should create that feeling of living a lifestyle, or making it believable, like the viewer can also live that life. So that works really well in lifestyle niche.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So, like, the big theme of making thumbnails, like the most important theme of making a thumbnail is emotion. Like,
Yeah.
what are you trying to like convey?
Yeah.
So, I'm curious to know like your take on this. Like, which niche has the highest thumbnail standards right now? Like, meaning the bar to get a click is the hardest, and what niche is the most underutilized for
Yeah.
thumbnails?
Yeah. So right now, uh, the finance and business niche, more like business niche, is mainly the hardest right now, because in entertainment niche or gaming niche, people watch for entertainment. So even if the video is not that good, people still watch it. But in a business niche, they don't watch for entertainment. So and business niche is also very boring. So people can't just watch for like a fill time pass or entertainment. So we have to give their real value. And uh, a lot of local businesses have started doing this, and a lot of creators in business niche just dumping videos. So the creators have a lot of creators have increased in this niche. Gaming and entertainment is also competitive in thumbnails, but
Right.
people just watch, like a lot of thumbnails are low quality there, but people just watch because they just connect with the creator, they want to see the video.
I
But
see.
in business niche, they don't connect that much. They want real value, which thumbnail have to convey in very less time.
So I've got a
And
question regarding that though.
yeah.
So I'm taking like the biggest business creator on the planet, for example, right?
Yeah.
Like let's take Alex Amosi for an example. I'm just gonna share my screen here. So his thumbnails are like really simple in a way, I think. So like what's like, you know, why is it working for him? Like besides his face, besides him being a credible person, like
Yeah.
his thumbnails I can kind of get an idea of what the video is about. So why is it working?
Yeah. So this is very trending thing in business niche. Like everyone just curious why Alex Ramoji works. His thumbnails are so simple, and everybody can create that. But the thing is, his thumbnails have more or less like no impact on his videos, because his core The USP is his face and his credibility and the real results he have built in last decades or more previous time. So
Uh-huh.
he has just become a like so much, like you can see his recent video, just recent. He just uploaded it like simple,
Uh-huh.
just a screenshot type and put a text. Now he can upload just everything. I mean, just a screenshot or be in a restaurant. No need to a professional studio. He can just put everywhere or anything. People just
Hmm.
watch because he have a lot of credibility. Like the thumbnails doesn't matter, and if we
I
take
see.
his psychology of thumbnails and apply somewhere, it will definitely not work. Because it's not the psychology because this thumbnail work, it's the credibility and the brand
Credibility.
awareness among the last of the years.
I see. So
Yeah.
let's take a popular thumbnail of his, right? Like why, like besides his face, right? Besides being like Alex Emozi, for example, this one,
Yeah.
watch these 55 minutes if you want to be a millionaire in 2022. Why does that work?
Yeah. So it's mainly credibility, but if we talk about other than credibility, so this video, uh, how old is this video?
4 years ago.
4 years ago. So at that time, these type of thumbnails were working, and so these are very contrasting thumbnail. Like it stand out so much, the dark blue color on black feed. So this thumbnail shows the title like how to become a millionaire, and the video, I mean the thumbnail instantly show there your path and a step by step guide. So it makes it so much believable that this is actually gonna happen, like a step by step guide.
I
And
see.
if a random person just post exactly like this, it will not work because there is no credibility that he is also a millionaire or not. You have to be someone if you are teaching something. That is
100%.
the more important thing there.
Absolutely. No, that
Yeah.
completely makes sense, and it definitely does add like a lot more. It just makes a lot more sense. And what do you think is a niche that's like underutilizing good thumbnails as a growth lever right now?
Yeah. So uh, the local businesses like doctors, restaurants, or lawyers, accountants, this is the most underutilized. Like some of them started to take this seriously, and one of my recent client, like one of my old clients recently closed a $1 million deal, house deal, from
Wow.
just 10 subscribers on his YouTube channel. And we launched the channel together 19 days ago, and such a huge achievement in this real estate space with just 10 subscriber. So the local businesses, real estate, accountants, lawyers, this is the most underutilized. Like you don't need lot of views in this, you just
Uh-huh.
need very less views. Because of that the thumbnails become much more hard, because we can't apply those rules like make it for everybody, because we do not need to make it for everybody to watch. We need to make the thumbnails specifically for that audience they want to target. It will be very low quantity audience but very high quality. So we have to make the thumbnails specifically for the audience, like their point pain point, their benefit thing, their loss thing, around their interests. So it's become very hard to do in local business, but it has the highest of leverage.
Okay, highest like growth potential then
Yeah.
right there. So let's talk about the title and thumbnail relationship because those two go hand in
Yeah.
hand. They complement each other, as people say, right? So most like walk us through like how you think about the relationship between a title and a thumbnail. Like what happens when one is stronger and the other is pretty weak. What happens then?
Yeah. So a lot of people think that thumbnail and a title two are different things, but
Uh-huh.
those are just the same thing. It's the same story told in a two different ways. So the mistake creators make, like they first make the thumbnail then write the title, or first write the title then make the thumbnail. But what should actually be done is the thumbnail and the title should be planned exactly together from the beginning. Like thumbnail start the conversation for the viewer and
Mhm.
title finishes it. Like on a YouTube feed, the viewer just first see thumbnail, they don't see title, they first always see the thumbnail. So thumbnail grabs the attention, but
Mhm.
just by seeing the thumbnail viewer will not the click, because he do not have the context. So to give that just enough context, we have to give a title. So both works together. If we just put title, it will not work, like a very
Mhm.
bad thumbnail. And the thumbnail is very good but title is bad, then it will also not work. So we have to keep both like a puzzle pieces which
Mhm.
combine together and work really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So like they go. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So should the thumbnail and title say the same thing, or should they like each add something different? Like, what is the right way to split the job between them?
Yeah.
And
So
also, and sorry, and also, how many words should be in a thumbnail? Maximum amount of words.
okay. So the first question, the title and thumbnail should
Mhm.
complement each other. Like if the thumbnail is saying same thing like how I made $1 million, and title is also just saying the same thing, then you are
Uh-huh.
just wasting both of the things, because they don't complement each other. They are just saying the same thing, so it's just a wastage. So we have to use the thumbnail to grab the attention and the title to give a context. Like for an given example, imagine a business video, like it say thumbnail say, first of all, thumbnail say $0 to $1 million. So the video is about how I made $1 million. Okay, but the title says, like if says how I went from $0 to $1 million, then it's just repeating what the thumbnail is saying.
Mhm.
So we have to use the title to give context other than thumbnail, to give it as a compliment, and also add some kind of curiosity. Like
Mhm.
the previous example, if we add the title here, I documented every day until I made first million, then it will make a lot more sense and perform really well, because thumbnail is showing $0 to $1, sorry, $1 million, and the title is saying I documented every day until I made first million. So both are complementing each other.
Mhm.
So that way this packaging work really well. This is called whole YouTube packaging, title plus
Okay.
thumbnail.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense. So, walk me through your entire process for building out the thumbnail system, right? Like, someone has finished editing the video and is now sitting down to make a thumbnail.
Yeah.
What are the exact steps, in order that you go through from a blank Photoshop canvas to the final version you upload?
Yeah. So the process is very pretty simple. Step one is understanding the video, actual video. Like before you open any area of so Photoshop or designing tool, you just have to look at the video and watch it and extract a one big idea that video have the strongest. Like the video is
Hmm.
trying to convey this one idea,
Uh-huh.
and if you can't explain your that whole idea of the video in just one sentence, then don't make thumbnail.
Need that. Yeah.
Because if you can't yourself explain the idea in one line, then how can you expect the viewer to understand it? And
Hmm.
thumbnail will also not be clear. So first thing is to decide of one idea and convey it in just under one line.
Hmm.
Step two is asking the emotion, that that one line idea, what emotion is this it is trying to convey. Is it
Hmm.
curiosity, is it to give surprise, or aspiration, or urgency? The answer of the emotion completely define the moving forward thumbnail. So step 2 is
Okay.
finding the correct emotion. Now step 3, now we have got the idea, the main idea
The
and the
emotion.
emotion. Now we have to do the research on the YouTube, that what have worked really well in the past with a similar idea. So we start working on research, the search the title on the YouTube and filter it by most viewed, see the outliers, and collect a few videos like I usually it varies a lot, but I do maybe like 5 to 10 videos for the research. I just screenshot them the outliers and paste it on a Figma to
Okay.
make them on a same place. The research is done now. So step 4, we have to look at those screenshot we have taken and start extracting the psychology from there and start seeing what these have all in common. The all in common is the thing we must use, and some all of this everything will not be common. Something common like one or two things in common, we just take it here. Now some thumbnails will differently have a psychology which is very good, like they work really well as an outlier, not as a views but outlier. So we extract some of those psychology in separate thumbnail, like one psychology from this thumbnail bit,
Mhm.
like psychology means kind of expression or a bit of a text, this kind of text or this kind of background or emotion, something like that. And then we start brainstorming concept, like don't open Photoshop yet. First create your the concept you have in mind, and you can make it in Figma, or you can also use like a pen copy or just in notebook
Mhm.
to create a rough sketch, and at least create minimum 3 sketches to visualize the whole idea. Now you have created the sketches. Now step 5 is to finally design the thumbnail. Now open the Photoshop and start working on all those things, composition, lighting, shadows, all of those things, to making that sketch into a real thumbnail. That is a complete different process. Now step 6 is just test and iterate it with time. Like you have posted a thumbnail, posted a video with a thumbnail, and if it worked really well, then it's good, and if didn't, then we have to do a second version. We
Mhm.
mainly do already more than 2 to 3 version, but if you're doing one version, then we add more version and made some changes, but those changes will be after some time that YouTube collects the data, like 3 to 4 days, maximum 7 days. Then
Yeah.
we start doing some changes, and just that that's pretty much. And we will also analyze that why it worked, so we can apply that in next video.
Okay.
Yeah,
And typically like three thumbnails for A/B testing.
yeah,
It's like
3 is the
rule of
perfect
thumb.
score.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So what tools do you actually use? Like, when you're looking for like research and inspiration, do you use like one of 10 or something? Like a
yeah,
tool like that to research videos?
yeah. So for the research, the 1 on 10 and vidIQ are the best. 1 on 10 is a lot more better. Nowadays vidIQ is not working that well.
Yeah.
So I personally use vidIQ 1 on 10, and for the design I use Photoshop, and for AI tools I use Freepik, which is now Magnific. Uh,
Magnific. And that was that for
Magnific.
Okay.
Yeah. And for the research I have told, I used 1 on 10 and used my thinking just that, and also use Figma for the research to paste in somewhere. So Photoshop, Magnific, Figma, and 1 on 10. These are the 4 tools I mainly use.
I see.
Yeah,
So talking about one of 10 super quick, right? I'm just going to
yeah.
share my screen here. So these are the winning thumbnails from the past like 7 days, I believe. And I'm really curious, like, for example, why is this working? Like, why is the first one and second one working? Like, what's unique about it? You know,
See, it's depend like what's the title? Spike start 6 days,
it's
300
a
of the world
300
luckiest
of
moment.
world's luckiest moments of 2026.
See, it's just trial and error, because both thumbnails are very good from a psychology perspective. But
Uh-huh.
it we that's why we have to use 3 version. Like we create best 3 version. Now audience decide which one they have to win.
Uh-huh.
Like both of the thumbnails are good. None of them have any bad. Like, but this it's depend on audience. Like
I
what
see.
audience is preferring. So it's just trial and error.
I see. But for example, like the UFC's real life Bruce Wayne, this one,
Yeah.
there's so much happening in this thumbnail. Like I get what's happening because if I zoom out, I can yet see it's a fighter and billionaire, and I see the
Yeah.
bat symbol up there. But
Yeah.
yet, like, there's so much happening in it that I don't understand. Like I understand, but like at the same time, it's like a bit like overwhelming.
Yeah. So the UFC real Bruce Wayne. when- So these are kind of a aerial niche. There we usually have a lot of elements, but if we you took at the thumbnail as a zoom in, then you will look that most of the things in the background are blurred. Like if you are seeing just a thumbnail in a glance, then you will
Uh-huh.
mainly see the subject, the Batman logo for the context, and the billionaire text and the fader text. So even though it looked like a very cluttered, but it is so well maintained and presented that for a viewer normal eye, it still look very good. Like it's
Uh-huh.
not cluttered at all for a YouTube homepage.
I see.
Yeah,
That's true. That it does look like pretty neat for a
yeah,
YouTube homepage. Like I'll be like, is that a real life Batman we're talking about there?
yeah,
But so to kind of like sum it up here, if someone wanted to go back and audit their last 10 thumbnails right now, using everything we've talked about today, what would that process look like? And what are they looking for? And what should they do, with what they find? And for example, we're gonna be using this live right now. We're gonna be putting that to the test, like what's the process. For example, let's take my channel, right?
yeah,
What would I have to do to be able to like, you know, audit my thumbnails right now? Like what's that process looking like? So this is my reaction channel, just for context for those of you watching at home. This is my reaction channel. And I have made that same mistake you were talking about earlier. Like I found a winning thumbnail like this, and I
yeah.
just kept on using it, using it, using it
So
until it
much.
dried out. And it dried out kind of around here.
Yeah.
So what do you think I need to do in order for me to be successful with my thumbnails?
So for your channel, like it's still in early stages. So like your recent thumbnails are good, like these three one recently, but more the more focus you have to do first on the idea,
Mhm.
like the creator you have taking inspiration from. So let's say which creator you are taking inspiration.
Author TV. So yeah,
Open this
there we
channel.
go. That's a creator I take inspiration from. There we
Okay,
go.
okay. So Arthur Frederick, 700K subs. Okay, fine. So you are taking inspiration from one channel or multiple?
Couple of channels like this channel, the KSI channel, things like that.
Okay, great. So the more focus you have to do is on the idea.
Uh-huh.
Like the thumbnails you have shown me, like your previous sale thumbnails, which are good, but views are not much good. That's also depend on the idea. Like the first thing is the idea. So look at these channels, and if you are trying to taking inspiration from those channels, then don't just take inspiration from any video. Look at only those videos which have performed really well, like outlier 2x, 5x, 10x. So those video will perform definitely better because those ideas are much better. Like
Uh-huh.
look at this channel.
Oh,
So, but it also
there you
depends. We
go.
do not have to copy the very old format. Like it will
Uh-huh.
not work. We have to take it like recently in last
I
two to
see.
three months, which worked really well.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
that's actually pretty, yeah, okay. 2 to 3 months. Got it.
so look at any example which have performed really well, like 2x
This
outlier.
one.
Most of these are 0.3x, 1x. So even though views are great, but if we compare with the ratio of the channel, the amount of subscribers, it's still underperforming.
Uh-huh. So
So
how do you figure out like what's working then with the, like, for example, like that does actually make a lot of sense, like based on like the 700,000 people watching is getting like average 220,000 views per video, which is pretty good, but in comparison, it's not the best. So the is it the idea here or the thumbnail here?
See, it's a uh, let me explain. First is the idea. Idea is the top. Nothing ever comes to that. If idea is bad, then everything can be great, but it will still fail. So
Uh-huh.
first the idea should be great, and for to find the idea, you have to take those video ideas, not the thumbnails, the ideas which have performed really well, like outliers. And if you got an outlier idea, then start working on thumbnails and titles. The second priority should be thumbnails and title. Take inspiration from the same creator for the same thumbnail, the outlier idea you have taken. Also look
Uh-huh.
at another channels, and don't just directly copy one thumbnail.
Okay.
Take elements from each other, like this one psychology, this one expression, this one text. Just collect those and create your own unique new thumbnail.
Okay.
And for the titles you can just maybe can copy and bits of changes, but for thumbnail, because title are more or
Yeah.
less same, they don't
Yeah.
much change. But for the thumbnail, you have to create new, like
Hmm.
take inspiration from some and adding those make your new. And for it's also depend for the idea, thumbnail and title. Now the first 30 second of the video, first 30 second should be the best. Like show me one of your videos was 30 second.
Absolutely. So I typically just put it like, first 10 seconds, and then I get on with the video. But yeah, let me show you. Let's take this video for example.
Yeah, sure.
Latest. Today we're going to be taking a look at it. I guess bring your notebook out so you can take notes, and let's get it. There's this guy online that has blind dated 5 girls at the same time. And today we're going to be taking a look at it. I guess bring your notebook out so you can take notes, and let's get into it. Okay, based on output. Yeah. 10 seconds into the thing we're in, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to like optimize for as much retention as possible throughout the video.
So
So I'm kind of.
yeah, but the from what I see, you I think you should be putting more effort in the first 30 second. Like use sound design very much, because in this reaction channel, sound design is very important first 30 seconds. Like very loud sound, which instantly just hook the viewer,
Mhm.
grab their attention and hook them. And use text animation, like uh, these letters mostly use like red, green type of text and big text in the first 30 second. Plus show the video you have reacting, show the high stake moment from that video. Like don't just show the intro, because of that video intro can be boring if the intro is already good, like very high pace and the frames are changing, like
Mhm.
in every 1 second 2 frames minimum should change in the first 30
Yeah.
second. One is also fine, but two is good. But what I've seen, like for the 10 second mostly your video is going through, and some of frames are different, but most of you, and when you the open the reaction video, it is still a same person, just constantly staying the same place, so the movement is less. So we need maximum frame changes in the first 30 second. So these all things work really well together. The
Mhm.
idea, the thumbnail title, and the first 30 second. Put
Mhm.
like your maximum effort on those things. Like
I
I would
see.
say 70-80%.
I see.
Then the videos left all. Now you can create that video without a lot of that much pressure. But videos
Mhm.
still need to good, but focus more on these. So
Focus
that's
more
how
on
your
these things.
priority should be set.
100%. That's
Yeah.
actually pretty good. But like this is like a reaction video, right? Now if you're talking about
Yeah.
like high production videos, what do you think of hypothetically? I made this thumbnail myself, by the way. So you can see how poor it is. But
Yeah.
um, w- what do you what's working for this latest thumbnail? Yeah.
So, which creator you have inspiration taken from this?
So I take inspiration from like Max Fosh, Mini Mentor, these big creators in the UK, and I'm trying to like make my own mark in Canada, yeah, with these type of
Yeah.
videos.
So, obviously, this niche is a very competitive. Like in this, specifically in this niche, but in reaction video, you can just sit there and create videos on your setup. But in
Yeah.
this, the stakes should be high. Like if you just show a normal thing, then it will definitely not work. Like I tried viral AI foods. These are good thumbnails. Like this one, I tried viral AI foods, but views are show any video like it also depends. Like I'm liking this one. I tried viral AI food hacks. Thumbnail is pretty good,
I
but
see.
video might not. That's why it not get that much views.
Yeah, it probably is that, but this is like a thumbnail as well. Like it's just pretty simple. It's just me in a wrestling ring.
Yeah. So it have worked very well, like 4.5x outlier, because the stakes is high here. Like that person in black t-shirt just in action. So
Yeah.
the in this niche, one thing I want to tell you in this niche, the thumbnails which show in action, like if you are testing let's say anything, then just don't just show that thing. Like for example, what you're testing, like maybe a slide, water slide, you go to a water slide. So don't just show a photo of water slide there and you there. Instead, show it in action. Like this one performed really well because you are that person black t-shirt just in action. So when you just click the video, the frame open that exactly like same, those same settings, so the same boxing ring. So that is important to match the first frame of the video to the thumbnail in this niches.
I see.
And mainly showing the inaction. Like mainly you can look at Mr. Beast. He always show inaction, like he is actively doing a action. Look at it in video.
Yeah, that's something always happening in his
Yeah,
thumbnails, like
for
videos.
the challenge basis.
Yeah, there's always something happening in his thumbnails out here.
Yeah. And recently, Mr. Beast having a very downfall nowadays. Like his
Yeah,
views are jumping very low, but
yeah,
it's still very good. Hundreds of millions of views.
yeah, yeah. He's not doing bad at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shibam. So, what if someone who can't afford to hire a thumbnail editor yet? What
Yeah.
is like just one piece of advice you could give them if they're designing their own thumbnails right now, as a small creator? What piece of advice would you give them to keep them in the best position possible?
Yeah. So, uh, I would say stop. They should stop thinking like a creator for the specific thumbnail. They have to think like a viewer. Like the creative have that mindset that I have put a lot of effort in the video, and video I have edited so much. It should perform really well. So we they have to remove those things in their mind for the thumbnail. Think as a thumbnail totally new thing, that it doesn't matter how good your video is, your thumbnail start from scratch. So
I
think
see.
it from a viewer perspective and follow that priority list I have given to you. That is the very important thing in this, to follow the first focus on idea, always idea, and then title plus thumbnail, then first 30 second, then focus on the rest of the video.
Title
And
thumbnail.
a lot of creators spend a lot of time editing their videos, but I would suggest, if you have less time, then spend that time into idea. Idea is very important, idea and thumbnail. Your video still can work if it has like minimal editing for the rest of the video, but first 30 seconds needs to be very good
Yeah.
editing back also, but spend less time on editing compared to that.
More focus on idea and thumbnail. That makes
Yeah,
actually so much sense, and I'm gonna start implementing this ASAP
yeah,
today.
sure.
So that is awesome. So thank you, Shubham, for hopping on. And
Yeah,
if people want to hire you, where can they find you? I'm going to be linking your LinkedIn down in the description below.
sure.
Where can people find you?
They can find me everywhere like LinkedIn, X. I have on my Discord server or Instagram. I have also YouTube channel. They just
Awesome.
type Shubham Indoliya and they can find.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming, Shabam. And
Yeah,
guys, I highly, highly recommend Shabam. He's absolutely crushing it. If you just open his LinkedIn, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. He's an absolute beast and only at 17 years old. So he's going places. I can tell you, I can tell you that for sure. So thank you for hopping on. I'll see you guys next week.
yeah. Thanks. Bye.